Welcome to this BFDG podcast. I'm Jonathan Green, chair of the BFDG, and this is another podcast in a series of interviews with winners of the BFDG Awards in 2026. The British Film Designers Guild is a growing community of around 700 amazing creatives and production designers working across film, TV, commercials, and music videos. This year, the Guild is celebrating its 80th anniversary, originally set up to raise the profile of the art department and support its members, and those values are very much at the heart of what we do today. You can find out more at britishfilmdesigners.com. And today I'm delighted to be talking to the winner of the Best Production Design TV Band 2, The Iris Affair. And I am joined today by set decorator Tiberio Caporossi and production designer
Hi.
Laura Pozzaglio.
Hi, hi.
Welcome and congratulations on your award. So, I always like to start these podcasts by finding out a little bit about my guests. So, if I could start with you, Laura, could you just give us a little overview of your career and how you started in the industry?
Yeah, okay. Hello. I am so excited to be here for this podcast. However, I am Laura Pozzaglio. I started something like 35 years ago to work for the in television first, and then for the advertising, international advertising, and also Italian advertising. And then I have been working in film for the last 7, 8 years because I have two children, and when they grow up, I could dedicate myself to the cinema. That is, as you know, a work that take everything, even the life sometimes. This is
Nice. Thank you. And Tiberio, how about you?
Thank you. I'm Tiberio Caporossi, is a set decorator in the Iris Fair. My career began was when I was about 10 years old, a time when the development so interesting in everything related to art in general. I first approached the world of painting that went to attend in high school and later the Academy of Art of Fine Art in Rome when I studied set design. Immediately after completing my study, I began working in this field as volunteer assistant in art department. Step by step, I continued my professional journey, increasingly specializing in this, decoration and interior styling.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So Laura, tell us a little bit about the story of the Iris Affair for people that may not have seen it yet.
Yeah. So the Iris Affair is an action spy thriller. And the story is about Iris Nixon, that is played by Niam Algar. And Iris is a brilliant woman capable of decifying impossible codes. And he has been hired by Cameron Becker, that is played by Tom Hollander, to unlock a dangerous quantum computer linked to artificial intelligence. And Iris could do that, but she understands how dangerous this computer is. So she steals the activation codes and flees. Everything begins, and then begins a manhunt across Sardinia, Florence, and Rome. And she tried to survive to mercenaries, corrupt police, and Becker, Cameron Becker himself. And the end is still open because we don't have the second chapter of the series, but sometimes they go on. And what else? The series has been created by Neil Krause, that has previously created the series Luther. And yeah, this is, in a few words, the story.
Nice. Yeah, thank you. And so when you start on this project in particular and you've read the script, what are the places you go to for inspiration? How do you go about kind of devising the world that you want to create?
The first challenge of this series has been Charlie and the tentacles, the roots that he has. So the part of this big quantum computer that begin to grow, we want to be that not so theatrical, but that seems like an alien growing, or something like an entity that yes was growing, and it was not easy to find the right material to make it, and even the kind of these roots, and then Neil arrived with the idea of the tree roots that entwine around temples in Cambodia or Vietnam. And this was the inspiration for this. So for Charlie, I think that this was the biggest challenge that I have to front it. Everything, all the other things were something that I could handle better. But I was really afraid that these drills were very fake and not with the right materials, and not so nice to see.
And how do you kind of how do you express your ideas to the director, and how does the collaboration between yourself and the director work? Do you get much input from the director, or do you present ideas and say this is the direction we should be going down? How was that process for you?
It depends of the director, because not everyone is capable of abstract thinking, and
Yeah.
sometimes some directors has not this fantasy. So explaining things to them and making sure that they understand means starting with references that I could find in most diverse places, ending up with technical drawings, concepts, material tests, scale models, sounds, hand gestures. And these are the things that we use to use. They are so happy when they see beautiful concepts, but I am happy when the concept could become reality. And so sometimes, yes, I am happy too for when I have these beautiful drawings, but I need to have the idea that I could offer them what I am showing them.
And same question to you, Tiberio. Talking of collaboration, how do you work with Laura, and how does that dynamic work? Do you bring ideas to Laura? Does she give you ideas of the way she wants things to work?
Working with Laura is extremely stimulating, as as she constantly present new challenge and new goal to achieve. It is very interesting to see how different sensibility and tested can come together, ultimately finding a shared direction and a unique artistic.
But it's also nice when we have different ideas and we can share all
Yeah, yeah,
these ideas.
sure, sure.
And have you worked together before as a team
Yeah,
before the Iris Affair?
yeah. We have worked on Those About to Die with Roland Emmerich. And it was really a big challenge because you know that he is the one of the biggest sets that you can create. And then what we have done together, now we are working again with on this new movie. And but we are completing us. he is the one that love the decor, and I am more, in a way, I don't know, modern. So together we can
This
make
is problem.
something that could be very good because of these differences.
Nice. And going back to the collaboration idea again, the cinematography, particularly in the Iris Affair, is absolutely beautiful. And how was it collaborating with the director of photography and cinematographer on this production?
The DOP of this series is a great guy that we know, and I have worked with him several years, and we have done also Those About to Die together, and some other things too. But right from the start, we used to discuss the choice of colors and the mood of the various set. We even with the director and also with the director of photography too, as well as the choice of the material that reflected light in different ways, so that not just the colors, but we love to use real materials for steels, so something that has to work visually very, very well. For Iris, we opted for more natural materials and colors at the start of the series when we were in Sardinia to highlight the apparent likeness of Iris' life on this beautiful beach. That is when she thought that no one was after her for her dangerous intellectual abilities. And then when we move to the quantum computers bunker, we have used a darker color and more unsettling light, so to create a kind of mood that was more close to this thriller situation.
My question is really how, when you're shooting in so many different locations, how do you go about making everything fit the world, the whole world that you're designing?
Yeah, so every project is different. For this particularly, reading the script, as we have found these incredible places, is an example that is Monte Sorate. Inside Monte Sorate, that is a mountain close to Rome, there is this bunker that is been dig in the 40s, and also there is also a nuclear bunker just the beginning of that. And this bunker has a lot of incredible and long corridors made of concrete, and so I began from there to create all the Caliburn building and the mood of Caliburn is inside. So as I think that as I read the script and I begin to look for the locations, I used to work from the moment I read the script, I picture everything in my mind, right down to the smallest detail. And so could be that I see something, just the detail that make me think to what I could create right around this. So this is, I think, the way that I work.
It's interesting because it's such an important working relationship with the location manager and the locations team, and finding the perfect location can really make your life so much easier or harder, can't it, depending on what is available.
I agree. And I used to work with the location, even going with them to find the right one. And if I could give them also some suggestion to find the right location. I love I love to work and to build and to create some sets inside the location. And when I understand that we can't work as the director because sometimes they are too small for something, for some actions. So I like also to create the set that could be close to the reality of the location, so to create the wall set. For example, for Caliburn and all the corridors and the set that we have created on stage in Cinecittà, we have had something like 10, 12 different sets, but all sets create one place. And this is a really incredible challenge to do. That every detail has to be has the continuity for the movie and for what you are telling.
And were you just in one stage at the studio, or did you have many stages where you built many different sets? So, for example, Caliburn HQ and the atrium look like a very, very large scale set build. Tell us about that.
It was, it was. And so Charlie's room, we would like to create a multidimensional space. It has the chimney led outwards, away from the bowels of the mountain where it was to be kept safe and protected, with a tank of liquid below to simulate its cooling. And all around it were numerous doors leading to various corridors. And it was meant to convey the idea of a solid space, yet one that could expand in any direction the moment he went mad. So, and then we have done this beautiful ceiling, because I love the ceiling that we have done, because even when it was down and not up, it looks like a flying saucer.
Yeah.
So, and we have to carry out the structural calculation to suspend the two types of ceiling. Even the foyer, it was very big too. And we were in Cinecittà at Studio 15, and we have make the atrium quite in the wall space that we have had there, even using the real doors that get out from the studio too. Tiberio has worked with an amazing metal maker, the quantum computer, in an incredible way, placing all these little details. And it was big. How, quanto era grande, Tiberio? It was something like...
It's big,
4 meters.
4.5 meters, and large, 2.5 meters.
And it was 600 kilos for the weight.
Sì. 500 kilos. I designed piece by piece and create every single element. It's a very big challenge.
And what about the lighting of it as well? Was it practical lighting inside the computer, or was some of that VFX?
No, there was practical lights, a lot of little practical lights, and we have two practical lights men that used to work with us in placing LED and
200 meters LED for
Wow.
the shadowing. 200.
So apart from that, did you have any other big challenges? I mean, obviously designing something central to the story is a challenge, but were there any other big challenges on this project?
So everything is a challenge.
Yes.
The first one is the budget that has, however, always to be bigger.
It's always the biggest challenge on any job, isn't it?
Yeah, the first challenge is always to get everything done within the set budget, and making ends meet to maintain and also to maintain the highest quality too, even if this is the first challenge of all these productions. And you know how you begin, but you don't know how you are going to end. And all the variabilities that you have during the project that are something that, however, not every time they give you more money, but they remain with the same amount, asking you more and more and more.
Of
But
course.
however,
It's always the way it goes.
we have to have the fantasy to make it everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what about your team? Did you have a large art department and a large set deck department? Was there enough people to do what you needed?
Yes, yes. I think that yeah, we are a lot of people, and we used to be quiet, the same people. But the works that is going on sometimes take people's and make people's working on other projects. However, yeah, we used to have three. It depends for this specifically project. We have had something like 3-4 art directors with the assistant, and then we had one concept designer. Then we have Tiberio with all his people, and then Tiberio and we have some constructors for make also little sets, and for Tiberio to do also, because Tiberio loves to draw all his furniture, so he need also art directors and constructors, painters, a lot of painters, me and Tiberio too, different teams. And we have this metal
Maker.
the maker that is really amazing. And what else? The standby on set. Yeah, the people and the props, because I think that we have a kind of little different kind to say. The set deck don't use to make props. We have another team that do that. Props for cinema. For in Italy, it means that they handle just the little things that the actors and has in the end. Okay.
Great. And just very specifically, I really love the ceilings that you designed in Caliban HQ. And to me, it's an area that is often so overlooked as a design element, but makes such a big visual difference when they're uh, noticeably brilliant. What was your inspiration with the ceilings?
I really, we have just draw that, and what I would like to have was a ceiling that was integrated also with the walls around Charlie, and the ceiling was made on wood covered with metal sheets, and it was really nice to see. It was like Voldemort when you see them. So it looks like something very bad and dark.
No,
But
it's very effective. Very
yeah, it
effective.
was. But really, and even when it was on the ground, was really big, and I love my ceiling too.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was great, and lots of corridors and things like that. And talk to us about the various other interior sets, the Jensen suites. There's quite a lot of sets that maybe viewers would think were locations, but it'd be good to know how many spaces you got from the real location and how many you had to build in a studio.
You know, the beautiful things of Iris is that you can't understand when is a set and when is reality, and this is what we want. And I think that the reality was just the long corridors. And then we in some part of this bunker that we found in Sorate, we have done some rooms like the meeting room and what else? The Jensen room where he was with the doctor. Some of this, but and then we have created Jensen room was on stage with his own corridors that was very I don't know. So Jensen room has the place where he used to run and also the place where he used to paint all these paints that we have done for his crazy mind. And then we have outside the window, there's long windows, the Campo Imperatore Fields. That is another place where we have done the entrance of Caliburn. And then we have another corridor getting out, and then we have rebuilt inside the same structure some others places too, always because we have this different set in different time, so we could do that. So what else? The atrium was totally on set, and we have done another entrance that was in the mountain in a place that was in a field and was just a bridge for the cows, and we closed the bridge of the cows and we do another entrance.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, the fantasy was running.
Brilliant. And there's another location that is kind of a set as well, the cottage. Tell us about the logistics of creating that cottage on location.
So as we have found this place that was really incredible and beautiful, and it was a location close to Alghero in Sardinia. We have understood that it was a naturalistic place, and they didn't allow us to shoot there. So what we have done, we have spoken with the people that used to take care of the nature, and
Yes.
we have done this kind of stage where we have placed the cottage over, and so we save all the flowers and the grass that we have, and we have worked with them, and we have had the possibility to create this cottage that was loved by everybody of the troupe and asked us to live there for a while or spend some days for holidays.
Nice.
Yeah, and what else? It was really an incredible place with these big windows over the sea. Everybody loves there, and because we began with the cottage, it
Right.
was a nice beginning for everybody.
Yeah. How fabulous. Oh. Tiberio, I'm going to ask you about the detail because the detail in the dressing is so important. How do you uh, get the character into the sets that you dress?
The detail in set dress in set decoration is essential because it helps give environment a sense of reality and credibility, making everything full authentic and lively. Alongside the attention to detail, however, the knowledge and proper of the materials are equally important, as well understanding of construction techniques, ergonomics, and the historical as well of why. Over the years, the furniture object that surround us have developed in the same time from one direction. The true knowledge of the of art history remain fundamental because it's from there that much of the sensitivity need to read, interpret, and create the space originators.
Thank you. And what was your favorite? What was your favorite set to dress on this show?
The favorite set that set that gave the greatest satisfaction was Century Charlie or Quantum Computer. But the complex different on the was the work our protagonist inside the chalet. And finally, the most fascinating word was non so come si dice, the Jensen, his hospital room, his bedroom, his bathroom, and everything that revolved around his character. It was a very complex universe, but an extremely fascinating on the one to the build.
Brilliant. Thank you. That's lovely. And Laura, what was your favorite part of the Iris affair? What was your favorite set? If you have one, maybe it's
No,
all
I
of them.
don't have. I love
No.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, like your
I love
children.
Yes, yes.
No favorites.
At the end, I love everything. Could be that I don't love the parts of the men hunting when they are on the streets and they are. We have done a place, a set in a location that was so incredible that it was a rundown places where we have found so incredible people, and but. I have a lot of memories, but at the end, I think that I love everything. Yes, really, really. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And just to kind of talk more generally about the industry, you said you've been working for 35 years now.
Yeah.
Have you seen lots of changes over the years, and do things like AI worry you?
No, I don't
Good
think.
answer.
Good answer. I have a thought. I think that could be very, in brackets, dangerous for commercials. I think that commercials is not sometimes just sometimes the seventh art that we know. Movies and cinema and series are done with a different involve of for the actors, for the actress, for us, for the director, and so it's a creation. It's really sometimes there are pieces of art. Commercial is something that I could say that right now with all these social media where you can see all the commercials and they have all these different way to sell and to all these products. So they could do with the artificial intelligence without any problem. I'm so sorry for the people that work for that because I understand that is really something very, very bad and for the life and for the works of so many people.
Mm.
But at the end, we are carrying on. What I used to say to the people that used to call me for work or for to have some suggestions, I say, however, try to always work on computer, because the computer is something that will be more present in everything that we will do. And this is what I think.
I mean, I was going to ask you what your advice would be for young people starting out, because it's a very different industry these days than it was when you and I started working.
Completely. Yes. And yeah, I think that the technologies, they don't have to place the technologies apart, but they have to follow. Otherwise, they could be cut out from this industry. And so, even for the artificial intelligence, I think that yes, as we have used for many years, the VFX, could be that the VFX, the artificial intelligence will impact the VFX in a really hard way. So yeah, the life is this too, changing and following these changes.
Yeah, I mean, there's been big changes throughout the history of film and television, and let's hope this is just another iteration, another small step. Some would say a large step. I don't know. It remains to be seen. None of us really know how that's
Yeah.
going to
The,
pan out. But
Yeah,
what?
the real thing is that, however, everything is going very fast now. Everything that something happened. Once I remember that all the changes were, they have a time to be, how do you say, to be interiorized. Yeah, but however, and in this period, you don't have any time. You have to change, and follow everything without. Sometimes you don't have even the items to understand what is these new technologies, and to yeah, this is something.
Mm. And you've no doubt seen lots of changes throughout your career, but what thoughts do you have about the future of film and TV?
I have a daughter that would like to become a director, and she is in love with the French romantic movies, and she is just 25, and so I think that why not? I think that if we have the youngest that are in love with this kind of movies, and could be that we can have a, a how do you say, una,
A bright future.
yes, a bright future. Yes.
Oh. Well, I think that's a great way to end on a positive note. Here's to a
Yeah.
bright future. And Laura, Tiberio, thank you both so much for joining me. It's
Thank
been
you.
lovely chatting with you.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that I am in the darkest.
Don't worry.
I didn't understand that I have to switch on the lights.
No, it's fine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.